where they're trying to do in the pass game. For example, last week it turned into a lot of sprint boot action, so we had some things that we like better versus that. I think you want to give the guys the best opportunity based on your strengths and weaknesses, and you need a menu to try and cater to that.
Is there anything common in these games in the last minute that's happened that's allowed teams to kind of go down the field?
I think it's at the end. It's our execution of the call. We got to the same plays that they maybe ran in the first quarter that you played well, we didn't play them as well. And I think there's a lot that goes into that. It's not one singular thing, whether it was a certain front coverage, pressure, man, zone. That's all debatable, and you carry different versions of those to try and give your guys the best chance to win. And at the end, it's just the culmination of the technique, the self-discipline, to do it the same way so we don't make maybe a repetitive mistake. I think those things are all things that we got to continue to learn from. We got to coach better. We got to continue to help our guys improve, and that's.
How do you think the pressure of the moment is factoring in?
Well, I mean, that's college football, man. That's what you sign up for. I mean, you want to be that guy on the field when it's that situation, and I think that's learning to embrace that challenge and to be excited about those situations and the challenge it puts on you, on us, and we got to obviously execute and finish better. That's been an MO of ours, unfortunately, so far this year, and that's something we've got to change, and we got to practice and coach better, and we got to execute better.
You talk about the ways that an offense stresses the defense. How does Washington State stress the defense?
Yeah, they're good. Well, they threw it 88 times last week. So they're going to spread the ball out. The quarterback's very talented. They got a talented wideout core. They spread the field. They don't take very many sacks for the number of times they throw the football by design, the way they protect. So wherever Coach Leach has been, they've always moved the football and thrown for a ton of yards, and so it's challenging.
So how do you combat that, or what's the strategy against that?
Well, there's different ways. You mix up the looks. How many guys you bring, where you bring them from, the zone, the man, the two high, the single high. I mean, there's just different. You want to give them different looks. You can't sit and play one thing all day.
What you were talking about before, that you want to limit the big plays, right? You want to make sure they don't get the yards after catch.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna complete some passes, and we've got to be able to tackle in the open field. We got to do a great job of running to the football. When we are in a man situation, we got to defend the ball down the field. We got to make some plays on the football when it's in the air. We got to affect the quarterback. It's a lot of those things, yeah. And obviously the explosives, you can't give them big explosive plays. You got to make them.
Do you feel comfortable maybe bringing more pressure in like those final drives and you're trying to hold them?
I think it all goes back. We have pressures in our 2-minute menu. It all goes back to the routes we've seen, the routes we've seen in their 2-minute offense, which we had a few 2-minute drives that we had scouted and seen the routes and the matchups and the quarterback and the clock, and it all comes into play. And we carry them. We do carry them. And obviously, you look back and say, "Well, we'll blitz them." But there's also the point where you do blitz them, the ball comes out, and you're in a one-on-one. There's give and take on all of it. And we felt like we could get some pass rush with 4, and we did a good job. We had a couple poor decisions in the rush. We got to do a better job coaching, and then it gave our guys the best chance to defend the boundary throws, the quick game, and those things. So, yeah, I mean, you can always, anytime they complete a pass, we're going to look at it and say, how could we have played that better? From a scheme standpoint, from a personnel standpoint, all of it. So, it's a little bit of, you look back on it, of course, you change everything because it didn't work. But up to that point, we had defended the pass game fairly decently, and so.
Some of the players said they saw when Travis rolled out, to the left, they thought the play was over and they kind of didn't finish the play. Did you see that?
Yes.